What's up, y'all? This Exodus One, aka Indigo Sky, aka y'all already know who it is. Trigger ranking, man. Basically came up in here, do a couple reactions, man. That's about it. Y'all coming in here, man. Y'all let me know where y'all coming from, city, state, providence, and country, wherever you coming from. Hit the like button, subscribe. About to go nuclear this thing, man. About to react. So we're gonna do a couple of Poetic Flacco videos first, and then we'll go from there.
Style or substance, or here's another choice.
The game is getting a lot of backlash right now from gang members from his own hometown of Compton. If you guys haven't been paying attention, the last year or so, it was sentiment or love to the game. And what's actually been happening is friends of Kendrick Lamar, people on Kendrick's team, Kendrick's cousins, family members, they've been taking shots at the game every chance they get, and this time around is no different. The game was recently on Big Boy's Neighborhood, and he was telling stories about Kendrick Lamar's come up and how he had an intricate role in Kendrick Lamar's come up. Stories that he's told before, but this time around it pissed off people connected to Kendrick Lamar because one, they already don't feel the game or don't like the game because they feel like the game didn't ride for Kendrick Lamar during the Kendrick and Drake beef. And they specifically was upset because they feel like the game lied and misappropriated certain stories he told about Kendrick Lamar during this interview.
The first time I met Kendrick was a long time ago. I don't even know if he'll remember. He was going to the Yet Center in Compton, and as part of a probationary program, I had to go be a big brother at this Yet Center, and me and my homie Tato.
Getting hours signed on here.
Yeah, and I wasn't Kendrick's big brother, but he used to come in there and he was a big man, and he was just always charismatic, always good with the words, man, and just a funny little guy. I don't even know if he remembers that. And so when I had and we grew up like across the street and around the corner from each other. But I gang bang hard, and Dot, he not affiliated, but he Compton, and he ain't no punk either.
Sorry for the interruption, but I hate when they get dissolved and they try to make Kendrick appear to be this super goody two. Kendrick Lamar was never a good kid in a mad city. Kendrick Lamar was always a bad kid in a bad city. Kendrick Lamar is and was an active Compton pioneer. Kendrick Lamar did not do a song with Roddy Ricch for years because Roddy Ricch was a Compton Crip. The politics prevented Kendrick Lamar from working with Roddy Ricch. That's how active Kendrick Lamar is as a Compton pioneer. So this narrative that Kendrick Lamar is this void of all politics, this nerd who grew up in Compton and just made it. No, Kendrick Lamar was an active gangbanger, is an active gangbanger, and he's still guided and dictated by his politics, which is why he refused to do a song with Roddy Ricch when Roddy Ricch was at the peak of his career, right?
Yeah, because I don't think they ever did no song together. I don't think they did. But he might have was at the pop-out. If I'm not mistaken, I think Roddy Ricch was at the pop-out. If I'm not mistaken, now I don't.
So the Peace Walk happening recently before Kendrick Lamar invited Roddy Ricch on stage at the pop-up.
Oh, yeah, he was at the pop-out, yeah.
Before that, Kendrick Lamar would not do a song with Roddy Ricch because he was a Compton Crip. So this narrative that he was this good, no, he was an active gangbanger and still is an active gangbanger.
Right. So and everybody from the hood that don't bang still is from the hood.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like he got that, but I always knew. So in the beginning, I would be going in the beginning of my career. I'd be going by Top Dog's house and just helping him with J-Rock stuff and lending my 2 cents. So I was a little bit ahead of the curve than from where they were. And I was always asking Top. I was like, yo, let me get that.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, no. And so he knew what he was. I knew what he was. J-Rock, when I took J-Rock on tour, Doc was hype man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I asked Top again at my house, in Glendale. I was like, let me get Doc. He was like, no. But he was like, yo, what if we piece up TDE? And I was like, man, I got Black Wall Street.
Yeah.
I want you to do.
So when you say let me get Doc, are you talking about let me get him as an artist or as a feature?
Let me get him as an artist because I already knew what he was gonna be. And nobody didn't understand it yet except everybody that was around Top and TDE.
Right.
They knew. And I knew. And at first everybody was saying how he rapped too fast and it was going around the hood and all of that, right? And I was just like, y'all tripping. This is him. So when they was doing the when he dropped Section 80 and they was doing the thing downtown, Top hit me. I was in the bed, man, for some reason, watching like Breaking Bad or something. I was in the house, womanizing. I can't even remember her name, but she could be left for the movement. So Top hit me. He was like, "Can you come up here? We Dogs is up here, Dre is up here, Corrupt up here. Can you come down here?" So I got in my car. I drove down there, and yeah, man, that's when the torch was passed.
Kendrick Lamar homies were not feeling this. They did not like this at all. Now, some of the
I mean, he ain't saying nothing too bad. Like, nah, I never seen Stranger Things. My little girl, she likes Stranger Things. My little 9-year-old, she watches. I never seen her before.
things the game said can't really be disputed, like Game putting Kendrick Lamar on tour, things of that such, it can't really be disputed. But the Game going as far to say that he believed in Kendrick Lamar so much that before anybody knew who Kendrick was, when Kendrick was just a low, fast rapping homie from the hood and J-Rock was the star, that he wanted to sign Kendrick and he was telling Top Dog that Kendrick Lamar is going to be the biggest artist in the world. Well, they don't really like that, right? Because one, they feel like you didn't.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up, bro. Y'all hit that like button, man. Y'all hit the like
He had the
button.
homie back
Appreciate
when he
it.
was going through the beef with Drake. But also they're
I
saying
will let
that's
him
not
know.
true. You never tried to sign Kendrick Lamar. Cut it out, man. And one of the people who came out against the Game is actually a pretty reputable person in regards to all things Kendrick Lamar and TDE, and that's 2T's. 2T's, who I believe already has an ongoing conflict with the Game. He wrote blood faking. He never wanted to sign Kendrick Lamar, and like 20 exclamation points afterwards to really emphasize he meant this with his soul. Now, because the Game and 2T's already really have issues, they already have some street stuff going on, that people just looking at this as, man, you already hate the Game, man. Who else can confirm this, man? That's when Kendrick Lamar's cousin stepped in, and he would essentially diss the Game for thinking he could get this off. Hidden J3 responded, and he put, the Game rooting for Dot behind closed doors. I'm rooting for Dot out loud. He just claimed he wanted to sign him, talking about he gangbang hard. I'm like, where? LL. So he's saying the Game don't gangbang hard, the Game is soft, the Game ain't like that. And he says, and Dot done more for the city than anybody. Even with
to be honest with you, I never seen Game get in a fight before, ever. I ain't never seen that man get in no fight. I seen Whack 100 knock out Stitches behind him, but I ain't never seen Game get out. Oh yeah, I did one time when he knocked the dude in the bushes. I forgot all that's old school. Gang got in a scuffle with I forget who he knocked in the damn bushes.
J3 speaking out against the Game, you gotta really take it as face value because they don't like the Game. All right. So even if the Game did want to sign Kendrick Lamar, they won't really admit it, right? Right? Because they already hate the Game for how the Game was moving during the beef with Kendrick Lamar and Drake. The real reason why people hate the Game, or why Hidden J3 and others hate the Game, or exactly what the Game did during that beef, it's not just the Game didn't have Kendrick's back, but the Game dropped a diss track against Rick Ross during the beef when Rick Ross, Kendrick, and others dropped diss tracks like the same week against Drake, right? When they went at
So it was like he was trying to help him out.
Drake, the Game stepped in and took the side of Drake and dropped a diss track against Rick Ross. And in that diss track, the game had a couple of Kendrick Lamar references and lines that you didn't know how to play. Like some people can interpret those lines and those bars as homage, while others can interpret it as disses. Because if you're speaking up for Drake and you're defending Drake and you're dissing Rick Ross on behalf of Drake during the middle of the beef, then you bringing up Kendrick Lamar in your disses is kind of like, what are you doing?
Then on May 10th, a week after Kendrick's Not Like Us packed Drake up, Game decided to drop Freeway's Revenge, a diss track aimed at Rick Ross. Rick Ross was part of the Rap Avengers. He coined the phrase BBL Drizzy and essentially acted as Kendrick's troll team, keeping a digital foot on Drake's neck during the entire battle. We covered this all in Drake Deserves the Smoke episode of It's All Happening. Check it out if you missed it. Freeway's Revenge is a great diss track, but the optics are divisive. And considering the number of Kendrick Lamar references, it can easily be mistaken for antagonistic. Not to Rick Ross, but to Candyman Kendrick himself. Check these bars. Here's one. This ain't the Kendrick beat. My Drake sings songs. Here's another. My K-Dot shit. I don't have to turn the beam on. A third one. Bad kid, good city. I studied the art of war. I mean, he's supposedly going at Rick Ross. Why mention Kendrick's name at all?
I remember vividly the game hopping on Instagram Live to respond back from all the smoke he was getting from Hidden J3 and other members of Compton who was upset at the game for taking Drake's side and dropping that diss track against Rick Ross. The game was on Instagram and essentially told everybody, man, if you don't like me, speak up. Stop the sneak dissing, stop the gossiping behind my back. If the smoke in the streets is smoke, let me know. Can none of y'all stand? So the game was like, the game was not back in it. Like, this Kendrick Lamar and Drake beef ignited an all-out gang war in the city of Compton.
Crazy. That's Kenny. That's Kung Fu Kenny.
You make it through security so fast.
Ignited an all-out gang war in the city of Compton.
Now, as far as the Kendrick and Drake shit, that's Kendrick and Drake shit. You know what I'm saying? Kendrick do his shit, and what he did last night, that shit was amazing for the West Coast. I sat back and I watched it. I ain't have to be there, you know what I'm saying, to think that this shit was cool to make it. That's cool, man. I think it's a dub for the coast. I think that what K-Dot did for a lot of West Coast last night was hard. I think it was hard. I think it was dope of him and big-hearted of him to do that shit for me. You know what I'm saying? But that learned that shit on the way up. The same way that he looking out, Snoop looked out for me like that. I looked out for Kendrick like that. I looked out for Nip like that. You know what I'm saying? I looked out for Top Dog before it was, Top Dog wanted to give me half of Top Dog. I didn't want nothing from Nip though, bro. I just wanted to push him in the right direction. Nip asked me personally what he could do to pay me back for what I did for him. I met Nip on the streets. I brought Nip in the studio, Encore Studios, Burbank, California. I got on 2 of his songs and let him go do his thing. And Nip rose to his celebrity and to his power. But I was just a step on the ladder for some, I was just, there for a Nip that was already gonna go to the moon. But Nip ain't gonna try to strike Chuck Taylor. Nip say I ain't do what I did. I looked out for everybody on the coast. That's Glasses Malone. I might be the most seen rap A-list celebrity around this. I ain't never left LA. I've been here since I was born. I ain't never bought
Bro said he been there since he was born.
a new house nowhere out of town, none of that shit. I've been in LA since I was born. And I'm gonna die in
Well,
LA.
he did say, nigga, you was goddamn riding around the world with Diddy for 2 years. So, I don't know. You lived with Diddy for 2 years.
I'm an LA Compton. I've been here since I was born, homie. And that's just it. And I don't really do all this, talking these days. I be chilling, kicking back. I know some of y'all hating ass, pussy ass in the comments gonna say this and that and all this. But I don't got no loyalty to y'all. Y'all ain't got no loyalty to me, so I get what it is. I understand what it is. But don't put my name in shit unless you hear me say it. And and anybody that know me know, I ain't got no problem saying how I feel about no. And I'm telling every West Coast, East Coast, whatever coast, you got a problem with me, just say it. Say it, and then let's get to it. Because it could be whatever. And they don't say, oh, he too old to do this. And you don't write the rhetoric for my life. I ain't too old to do this shit. on me every day of my life on me. I wake up, take care of these kids. I'm make sure that the private school is paid for.
If you watch the full live stream, then you know the game was talking directly to Kendrick Lamar's bodyguards, and gang members who are aligned with Kendrick Lamar, who were telling the game that, he's not welcome no more, he can't come around, they don't rock with him. He was talking directly to those people. And because Hitter J3 and 2Ts probably already have issues with the game, it's kind of hard to take their word for it and call the game a liar and say he's never tried to sign Kendrick Lamar whatsoever. But I think the biggest tell-all sign for all of this was when Backroom Fig called Wack 100 and asked him if the game tried to sign Kendrick Lamar at some point. Now, Wack in the game, they're still friends. I think Game has been managed by Wack now for damn near like 20 years or so. But when I heard Wack kind of say, man, I rock with the game, that's my brother, I don't know nothing about that. When I heard Wack kind of speak around the issue, that's when I knew, okay, all right, because Wack was trying to hold it down, right, without calling the game a liar, right? So Wack never called the game a liar. Wack never disparaged the game. Wack never talked down upon the game, but he never confirmed the game was telling the truth either. Listening to Wack 100 response kind of felt like Wack 100 is really cool with the game. He's cool with 2Ts, and he just wanted to stay out of it and stay neutral. But him not confirming the game is telling the truth kind of confirms the game is lying. And Wack would also say, man, hey, listen, the only people who would know if the game trying to sign Kendrick or not is 2Ts and Top Dog. Well, 2Ts came out and said the game is an effing liar.
Old Spice Gentleman's Super Hydration Body Wash. Vanilla and shea. 24/7 moisture.
This came out and said the game is a
What?
6180.
What up? All right, look, we talking about this shit. Your artist went on the thing talking about that he tried to sign Kendrick Lamar, right?
Who? What are you talking about? You talking about Game?
Yeah, hold up, Terrell, you explain it, because I
remember like this. You have to remember, I think Terrell gonna agree with this. You wasn't around back in the day.
when they had GDE, I was around.
No,
Yeah.
we talking about before J-Rock even had the feature with Wayne and all that shit.
Yeah, I was around with my brother Q. I was around.
But I mean, whatever him and Top Dog conversation was, I called Top. I don't.
Well, we can call him too.
I know Top. I do know Top at one point in time had kind of wanted to do a joint venture. I don't know if it was with Rock. I don't know if it was with, but that only Top could Top and 2Ts could speak on that because 2Ts was gang security. And 2T's always been who he is.
2T spoke on it. He said blood is lying. He never wanted to sign Kendrick Lamar.
Okay, so why you couldn't 2T spoke on it? Why you calling me about it?
Nigga, because these niggas is arguing. Hold up, Wack.
I can only speak on what I did for Kendrick Lamar.
What you do, Wack?
There we have it, man. Okay, y'all let me know in the comment section. What do you guys think? Do y'all believe the game?
I was going back. We got another one from Poetic. 50
Cent just put the
nail in Diddy coffin.
See, 50 Cent is releasing one of the greatest hit pieces the world has ever seen tomorrow. I know some people who have seen it because there were some private screenings, but this hit piece is tremendous. And the reason why this hit piece would affect Diddy more than I believe the trial will affect Diddy is because after this trial where he was found not guilty of the RICO, it would appear that all right, Diddy is pretty much done with the corporate world. Mainstream ain't messing with Diddy no more. But the way things were going, right, with the updates, with how people were perceiving or receiving Diddy, it felt like when Diddy got out, that first day out, Diddy would regain his throne at the top of the culture. This hit piece just took that away from Diddy. Like, it's over with, right? Right. The 50 Cent painted Diddy as the greatest POS to ever live.
So I think it come out at 12 tonight, y'all. I think it's going hit gonna hit streaming 12 tonight. So I ain't gonna have no watch party or nothing because I don't got Netflix and I don't know how that shit work, but I don't want to get my channel bumped or anything because of copyright or anything like that.
This is not the average surviving whoever documentary, because we've seen a few of those. For the most part, we know who Diddy victims are. We know what Diddy did, right? And I'll be real, hip hop fans don't really give a damn what Diddy did to Cassie. They believe that Cassie was an equal and willful participant. But what 50 Cent did that was really strategic in his documentary, 50 Cent really painted the narrative and really focused on, man, y'all happy for Diddy to come out and y'all trying to exalt Diddy as this for the culture type of guy, but no, Diddy didn't have any regard for you. Diddy hated his fans. Diddy looked down upon his fans. Diddy utilized his fans as tools. And one of the things he showed to really prove, Diddy looked at his fans as nothing but tools and peons, was when 50 Cent showed footage. Now, I don't know how he got this.
So I think, if I'm not mistaken, this is where they say Diddy was with some fans or whatever, and I don't know, the fans was near him or touching him, whatever. And I guess after he left the fans, they had a tape and they were saying, "Yeah, I got to go take a shower now. I've been around these fans and shit."
Footage. But we'll find out by the end of this video how 50 Cent got this footage of Diddy. But Diddy was recording himself leading up to him ultimately being arrested for this. And what we saw was Diddy understood that he could win back the public by essentially going out more and appearing to be the man for the people and shaking hands and kissing babies. One of the footage that's shown in this documentary that was filmed by Diddy and his team is this footage where Diddy goes to a busy street in Harlem. It's, I believe, a Friday night, so he knows that people are gonna be there, it's gonna be packed, there's gonna be a lot of fans who recognizes him. They film him walk into a local bar in Harlem. Now, Diddy is from New York, so of course, when he walks in, regardless of what's going on with Cassie and legal battles, the bar erupts. It goes crazy. Oh my God, it's Diddy. Everybody wants a picture. Diddy is making his rounds, taking pictures, shaking hands, doing his thing. Now, this is strategic because obviously we've seen a lot of this footage leak online where people is taking pictures with Diddy. People is telling Diddy, oh my God, everything gonna be all right, bro. We believe in you. So we've seen a lot of this footage that Diddy and his team filmed already. So he walks in, he shakes hands, he does his whole do. Eventually they leave and hop back in the black truck. As soon as they hop back in the black truck, 50 Cent shows Diddy saying, man, I need some hand sanitizers, man. I can't believe I shake those hands, But it's what we gotta do anyways. So Diddy reveals right there.
Right, this is a man who did the most despicable things you could do as a man in life. And he talking about shaking people's hands is nasty, bro. Nah, what you did was nasty, big dog.
In there, that he was only taking pictures with these people to utilize them as a tool in a battle of public perception. And he actually looked at these people as if they're dirty, as if they're beneath him. And he needed hand sanitizers immediately after shaking their hands and hugging them, like, ugh. So 50 Cent doing that to me is strategic. 50 Cent understands that, fam, like, black folks supported Bill Cosby, bro, and they still support R. Kelly. You're not about to convince Diddy fans that Diddy is a terrible human being because of what he did to Cassie or other people. But you show them that Diddy don't rock with them, that Diddy don't like them, that Diddy look down upon them, that Diddy is actually a garbage human being who hates them, they will turn on him that way.
Highly anticipated docuseries by director Alex Stapleton and rapper and executive producer Curtis 50 Cent Jackson, titled Sean Combs, The Reckoning.
Was there anything that surprised you when you were watching?
I think it was surprising that he actually filmed it.
It was very interesting to watch a man who's known for his brand. He has a really amazing knack for marketing and all of that, and how he was sort of taking that into account in how he was coming off to the public.
The exclusive video also shows Combs in Harlem greeting fans.
I need some hand sanitizer. I got. I've been down the streets amongst the people. Yeah, I gotta take a bath. Like the amount of people that actually I'm coming in contact with, like that's what I have to do. You know what I'm saying? It's like 150 hugs.
You're a public person as well, and there was one instance in Harlem, and his reaction when those people
Went away.
went away.
Car said, I feel like I need to wash. Like I'm dirt. That was It's showing you his character.
Was that the reason for including it?
Yeah, I mean, what's the odds that you would do that in front of the camera? Like that's one of the moments where he forgot he was on tape.
This is gonna turn some men against Diddy, especially the men that actually met Diddy. Like, can you imagine being the guy who's outside that bar speaking life into Diddy? You're gonna overcome this. You're gonna be great, King. King, I'm praying for you, King. And then you transition to the scene where Diddy is told, pass him with hand sanitizer. I just shook it up. And then Diddy is like literally like gagging at the thought of even shaking your hand. Oh no, that guy is gonna hate Diddy forever. But 50 Cent, not only did he target a man, but 50 Cent also provide more
Damn, this cold blooded boy. 50 a smart mother, bro. 50 smart, bro.
Women or people who hate Diddy already, bro, they're not forgiving Diddy after this documentary drop, bro. It's not just Cassie that comes forward. No, it's industry people. People are finally coming forward who have done business with Diddy for the last 20 to 30 years, and they're coming and they're telling their horror stories. 50 Cent is connected to the industry. If there's one person who can...
Y'all go check out that thing. It's coming out in a couple hours. What time it is? It's almost 9 o'clock. So look, 3 more hours is gonna be out.
Bring people forward.
The documentary.
Have people from the industry coming forward, people who have worked with Diddy, ex-employees, everybody, artists, like people at the labels, everybody's coming forward and telling their horror stories when dealing with Diddy. But the one thing I look at 50 Cent about, you see, I've always respected a robber over a thief. You know why? Because a robber will look you in your eyes and take yours. A thief will come from behind and try to steal it. When 50 Cent during this interview tried to make it seem as if he was this objective filmmaker, I looked at him sideways. Bro, keep it 100. You hate Diddy. You only did this because you hate him. This is 100% biased documentary. But 50 Cent during this interview would try to downplay, I guess, his disagreement with Diddy or his hatred for Diddy. He would try to play that as, I don't got too big of an issue with him. But he just said he went to take me shopping one time. Our issues ain't that deep. I don't hate the guy. This is not a biased documentary. This is, a neutral docuseries. Cut it out, bro. There's no chance this is neutral and not biased. 50 Cent went beyond the lengths any normal person will go to make sure that this documentary ends Diddy.
Sure, I can give my customers more ways to play.
Is hunger holding you back? Meet Hydroxycut Hunger Control plus weight loss. It's powered by Slim Bio, a patented...
Respond to people who say that it's more about the disdain that you have for Sean Combs than it is for giving the victims a platform.
What they consider a pre-existing beef, right, for 20 years, right, is me being uncomfortable with him suggesting that he takes me shopping, or I looked at it like it was like a tester, like maybe you'll come play with me, type of thing, right? And it's not personal.
I think it's important to also let people know that the show is not completely the perspectives of people that did not like Sean. We weren't trying to just get the highlights, the salacious details, that the real goal was to storytell. And not everyone needed to have an allegation to be a part of this project.
The 4-part series also features 2 jurors from Combs' trial who are speaking for the first time about how they reached their mixed verdict, finding Combs guilty of 2 prostitution offenses, but clear of racketeering and sex trafficking charges, both sharing their thoughts on the relationship between Combs and singer Cassie. Juror 75 describing them as 2 people in love, and Juror 160 saying in part, domestic violence wasn't one of the charges.
Cassie, is she a victim in all this?
I believe Cassie's a victim in all this because she came in she's like 18, like 19 years old.
Dame Dash has some things to say about 50 Cent in regards to this docuseries dropping. Dame Dash will say, never trust a black man that will make a documentary tearing down another black man for a white man. That's nasty work. I'm not playing these ghetto games. That's played out. What does this have to do with the white man? White folks be minding their business, man. And they just get thrown into it every time, man. Every time. The white man has nothing to do with this. 50 Cent and Diddy beef has spanned over, what, a decade or two now? They've been beefing. 50 Cent would have done this if Netflix was involved or not. 50 Cent hates Diddy, and this is 50 Cent get back against Diddy.
Yeah, for him to say he neutral or he capped for that.
If Netflix was not involved, 50 Cent would have put this documentary on his YouTube channel, on his own network. 50 Cent would have probably taken this to Stars and done something there. So I don't think 50 Cent is doing this for the white man because the white man hasn't been done against Diddy. I think 50 Cent is doing this because he personally hates Diddy. And I'll be real with y'all, man. Yo, if somebody starts a beef with you, in the case of 50 Cent, he believes that Diddy started a beef with him because Diddy asked to take him shopping. He thought Diddy was hitting on him. 50 Cent is like my African uncles, bruh. When it comes to flamboyant activities, they not with it, bruh. Right? You cross that line, they hate you for life. And me personally, I think if somebody starts with you, there is no rules to this war stuff, man. Right? Like it'll be nice for 50 Cent to squash the beef with Diddy at this point. I think Diddy at this point in his life will squash the beef because he can't afford any more new enemies. But I don't think 50 Cent has any obligation to squash the beef or to not kick his back in just because what? Like, hey, bruh, kicking him in while he's down, bruh, man, fam. If 50 was down, Diddy would have kicked him too, which is why, bruh, people tell me all the time, bro, why don't you squash beef with, no, bro. I squash beef with 99.9% of the people who apologize and want to squash it. But there's one rule I have, man, right? If you were one of those weirdos who found my relative paperwork and indictment and purposely redacted and cut off the first name in the document to make people think that it was my paperwork, we can never be cool again. Because that's what these weirdos did. They found my relative paperwork, right? Because we have the same last name, obviously, right? Obviously, right? We're relatives. So the last name was Jala. My name is Frederick. They redacted the first name and kept Jala to make people think that I was on the offender registry, when it just wasn't true. If you ever did that, we can never be cool again. Like, we as enemies, we as outs for life. I hate you, okay? And the best thing
I gotta agree with him with that one though. That's
the best thing that you can do for yourself is just make sure we're on opposite sides of the planet, man. Okay, right? Let our paths not never cross. Okay, if you love your family, I love my family. Right? I don't want to. Right? Let's just not ever cross paths. You feel me? Because one of our lives is going to change very drastically when we meet. Okay, and that's just my thing though, right? Because I feel like you putting those accusations on me could have cost me my life. We don't play that, bro. We don't play that nonsense, bro. Certain accusations can lead you to get deleted from Earth permanently, bro. I could have died based on those accusations. People could have permanently deleted me from those accusations. So when you're willing to lie and do that, then you're willing to see me die.
better not ever fuck with him again. You can't never trust nobody like that. Ever again.
So from that perspective, we can never be cool again. So if 50 Cent feels that way, just know how I feel about people who did that to me, we can never be cool again. Right? Because the accusations y'all put on that I've been wondering is, how did 50 Cent end up get those footage, man? Because that footage to me is damning. They even got footage of Diddy on the phone with his lawyer scheming and plotting on how to beat this and how to win the battle of public perception. Well, Diddy and his attorney will put out a statement through Laura LaRosa, and here's what they have to say. So through the statement, Diddy's rep responded back to 50 Cent's new documentary, and they were right. We have confirmed that Netflix used footage that was never authorized for release, including private moments, pre-indictment material from an unfinished project, and conversations involving legal strategies that were not intended for public viewing. The footage was created for an entirely different purpose, under an arrangement never completed, and no rights were transferred to Netflix. A payment dispute between outside parties does not create permission for Netflix to use unlicensed private material. None of this footage came from Mr. Combs or his team, and its inclusion raises various questions and how it was obtained and why Netflix. You have been in Hollywood for what, 20 plus years, the 90s, maybe 30. you don't have somebody in your camp who's nice with the camera who
It's Tracy Morgan. Sorry. Diana, I'm sitting here thinking, yo, who raised some of y'all? And you eat some food. I mean, some really good food, succulent food. Do you scarf it down like Sukiana, or are you a little more reserved, laid back, relaxed, and chill when eating your food? Let me know in the comments. Down there, leave in a comment. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel.
Got that shit with
All they were talking